Hey guys, hope you are doing well. Welcome to AgriSylvi. Today's our topic is water garden. Here we know how to make a water garden, what is the architecture, what are the requirements of water garden. We will clarify all your doubts. Okay, let's start. First one is what is water garden? Water garden obviously the garden where water sources are there and this is practiced from ancient civilization. Okay, this is not a new thing but nowadays it is very famous because in water garden the beauty is very high as compared to normal garden and it also manage the ecological balance and many other plants also can grow in water garden, so that water garden concept comes. If there is no plant can tolerate water, then there is no question about garden. Okay, water lilies, lotus, iris, arrowheads as well as numerous grasses, maybe some trees, maybe some other plants were found to grow well around water sources. So we need water, we need plants to make water garden. So any existing landscape we can make water garden. If there is natural sources of water, it's very good. If it is not there, then we can make artificially also. But we can make water garden everywhere. So next come to site selection. Any site we can do water garden. Okay. Location. Easy access to water and electricity. Obviously water is needed for water garden. Na? So electricity. Why electricity is needed? For water garden you need pump, you need motor. So you have to supply electricity. Focus to the point that water can reflect the beauty. Here what this point want to say that the water resources is placed in such a way that it should reflect the beauties of garden, means flowers, herbs, shrubs, climbers, many structures, living structure, non-living structures. So the reflection of those structures make the beauty of garden much higher. What are the requirement of that location? There should be full sun. Actually those aquatic plants we already discussed in previous slide, those require actually full sun. Okay, aquatic plants such as water lilies require full sun for optimum flowering. Minimum of 5 to 6 hours of direct sunlight each day they require. You just imagine how much sunlight they require, 5 to 6 hours each day. Okay, and avoid the area having leaf fall from trees or where heavy rain could flood it. Why to avoid a leaf fall? Because if there is a leaf fall from tree, that leaf will fall into our pond or water resources. So what will happen? The water of that pond will decompose, will deteriorate. So the beauty of that garden reduces. So we should avoid that location where there is leaf fall. And also heavy rain. Heavy rain is avoided because if there is flood, our whole water garden will get lost. So then comes to design of the pond. That water resources we should design. So the surface area of that pond should be 50 square feet. Okay, it is in square feet, means area in square feet. So depth in 18 to 24 inch. Okay, this is depth, distance, so inch, and this is around 24 inch, around 2 feet. You know the conversion, 1 feet around 12 inches. And if we convert feet into meter, 1 meter around 3.2 feet and 1 inches around 2.5 centimeter. You should remember this conversion, these are important. Okay, if you want a formal style landscape, then you should make a geometrically shaped pond. Geometrically means that pond should be having some geometrical shape, definite geometrical shape like circle, rectangle, square and many. So what are the, for edging purpose we should use some materials like bricks, rocks, steel, wood. If you don't know what is edging, you should watch my previous lecture, edging, hedging, topiary. We have discussed many landscaping features there. I will provide you link in the description box, you can watch that video. Then comes to construction of that pond, how to construct that pond. So first comes to pumps. Pump is required, I already told current is required, so pump is required. No, pump should capable of circulating the entire volumes of pond's water through a filter in 1 to 2 hours. That pump should be efficient, that it should filter whole pond's water within 1 to 2 hours. This efficiency required. Then pump filter. Pump filter, why pump filter required? Pump filter remove particulate matter such as algae, sediment and fish waste. We should remove all waste by using pump filters. There are two types of filters: mechanical filter, biological filter. Mechanical filter is very cheap but not effective. Okay, we should manage this mechanical filter. It is okay but very cheap, you can use this. But biological filter is very long lasting, useful. Means you should plant some species, or you should provide some waste deteriorate eating fish, any animal you can, like here Eterosomonas species, Eterospira species, these are biological filter. Here Nitrosomonas is a bacteria, Nitrosomonas species are used for that biological filter. In this way, many living organisms are used for filter. Not only filter, we must require liner also. So here you can see types of liner and life expectancy of that liner. Here PVC means polyvinyl chloride, that PVC pipe you may have listened. So it is around 7 to 15 years life expectancy. Our butyl or rubber is required 30 year, fiberglass 50 year, concrete lifetime. Obviously concrete should be lifetime. I already told for water garden there are two components required. One is that water resources means ponds, and one is plant. So here comes to plant. So the plant will grow in some media. So what are the properties of that media? The media should be fertile and a heavy clay loam is there. Okay, soil is needed and no fresh organic matter. Why? If there is fresh organic matter, that will float out on the pond, and what will happen? Cloud of the water will get deteriorate. Finally, we should make water fresh, clean and proper oxygenated. Okay, and after that putting heavy clay loam soil, we should put some gravel also to maintain that water turbidity. So comes to water filtration system is required, oxygenator required. I already told oxygenated water is required. That water should be full of oxygen, because there should be fish require oxygen. So water filtration system, oxygenator required to maintain health of water. Then plants for water gardening. What are the plants? Whole aquatic plants basically categorized into 4 categories. What are those? Deep water plant, bog plants, oxygenator, floating plants. Bog plant, you know, marshy plants. We will discuss one by one. Comes to submerged plant or oxygenator, which will give oxygen to that pond. Balaensara, it is very common, you can see, but it is a exotic species. Here it is American grown. Okay. Dwarf Sagittaria, it is also very common, you can see everywhere. In aquarium also you plant this dwarf Sagittaria. Then Anacharis, Combumda, water milfoily. Water milfoily you can see, but you should remember those scientific names. These are important. And for remembering purpose, I will provide you pictures of these species. You can easily correlate and remember. These are the pictures you should remember. Vallisneria, you can see this grass in Animal Planet Discovery Channel. Many times we can see this. Then comes to Sagittaria. This is also common. You can see many marshy lands. These are very much grown. Then comes to Anacharis. Anacharis you can see in aquarium. Aquarium we are planting Anacharis for giving better oxygen to maintain health of that aquarium water. Okay. Kabumba also you can see this. I generally see this in Animal Planet and Discoveries channel. Water milfoily also you can see in aquarium. In aquarium this is a very famous plant. It is good for fish also. Then you should remember some more species. like a floating plants and deep water plants. Which species are suitable at what level of water? Okay, azolla is very common. It is a you can see blue green algae that nitrogen fixation. Azolla will help. Then duckweed, watermill, water fawn. It is very common. And Wolffia is the exotic species, and it has invasive property, so it is very dangerous if it is grown continuously. So we should manage the growth of Wolffia. Then water hyacinth, okay. Econia, there are big history about this plant. You know that this plant is practiced for its ornamental purpose in West Bengal. But what happened? It grows continuously and it becomes an invasive species in India. Nowadays also we have to control this water hyacinth. So if you planted this, you should maintain the growth of Econia. Water lettuce, Pistia. Pistia also very good oxygenator plant. Okay. Then deep water plants, obviously water lilies. The root of water lilies you can see it is in very deep. So Nymphia species, Nymphia is the scientific name of water lilies, you should remember for common sense. Lotus Eluimbo species, for common sense you should remember scientific name. Spatterduck Upharlitum, this also you should remember. These are deep water plants, means you can find the base of that plant inside water bodies. We constructed pond, then we know what to plant in that pond, which species are to be planted at what level of water. We construct pond, we planted plants, different submerged plants, floating plants, then finally comes to fish. We should put fish in that pond so that proper water garden will complete. So goldfish are very hardy species and are suitable for ponds. We don't know now what will happen suddenly, if suddenly climate change or suddenly the health of water change. So the fish should tolerate that environment. That goldfish is the best. Some examples you can take: Subunkin, Calicoes, Orandes, fantails. Fantails is the maximum practiced in India, you should remember. And some Chinese moor, that fantails one variety is Chinese moor, comets. Okay, these are very popular in India. You can get fantails in everywhere. We can put generally. Then finally MCQ section, you should match the following. These floating plants, which one? The floating plants, this one or this one or this one? We already told that Eluimbo is a deep water plant. Okay, so Eluimbo species is comes to C, deep water plant. Floating plant is Econia, which is very invasive, I already told you. And obviously this one is oxygenator. You should remember this. So here our water garden lecture ends. If you have any doubt, you go for comment section and comment me. I will answer you definitely. We almost completed more than 70% of ornamental horticulture, floriculture and other horticulture chapters. In this way, we will complete full horticulture, floriculture and ornamental horticulture also. Then we go for medicinal plants. Save tree to save life. All the best for your exam. Thank you.